Hare Krishna. So it gives us great pleasure for welcoming His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Haribol! Maharaj is a senior disciple of Prabhupada, who's in Krishna consciousness more than 45 years. He's an initiating spiritual master for more than 35 years. Maharaj has been instrumental in so many projects all over the world. He's a general body commissioner for more than 20 temples around the world. And the biggest contribution from Maharaj, as Prabhupada said, to open temples and preach everywhere. So Maharaj has opened so many temples around the countries, in India especially. There are 13 temples in Delhi right now. There's some of them, Haribol! One of the notable ones, which we all know, is called Glory of India, which was opened by Atal Bihari Vajpayee. It's one of the landmark temples in India. There are many recent temples which have been opened up, notably Kanpur is another one for that. Maharaj also traveled all over teaching Krishna consciousness. He's chairman and trustee of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. Bhaktivedanta Book Trust is the world's largest publisher and distributor of Vedic literature. And under his able guidance, books have been distributed widespread. And Delhi Temple, for last 10 years, have been #1 temple in the world in book distribution. This year was beaten by Mayapur, as I found yesterday. But otherwise, it's been very landmark everywhere. So we thank you so much, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, for coming here and giving your valuable time. Haribol!
Hare Krishna. Can we make this a little louder? So, I'll go straight to the lecture because I'm late. I believe your lecture normally starts at 5:15, am I right? And today is starting only 1.5 hours late. So I'll go straight to the lecture. So I was very happy to see that progress in construction. How many of you are devotees of the Baltimore Yatra? Well, when you come to Baltimore, you have the Washington imports. And look, so who are the devotees from Baltimore? So before I start, I want to thank Nilmada Prabhu, Amrish Prabhu, Srikalaga Prabhu, Parampara, Sham, and the whole crew for having done an excellent job. I've seen many construction projects. I must say, the progress in the past 1 year has been pretty good. But there's a lot of work still left. So the question may arise, why do we build temples? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent Rupa Goswami to Vrindavan, and he gave him 3 major assignments. One was to write books on devotional service, which he did based on the teaching that the Lord gave to him in Prayag. Second was to identify places where the Lord had performed his pastimes. Today when you go to Braj, you very easily identify, this is where Krishna did this, this is where Krishna did that. You're able to do that because of the work done by Lord Chaitanya and his associates. And the third one was to establish temples in Vrindavan. So building temples is part of our preaching effort. Prabhupada used to say, I can sit down even underneath a tree and chant. No problem. But if I build that beautiful temple, thousands of people will come. Just like Prabhupada labored hard to build the Bombay temple, Vrindavan temple. And we've seen, since these temples have opened, thousands of people coming every day to the temple to get darshan of the Lord. So similarly, your temple here in Baltimore, your temple in Baltimore, your land has Very good location. It is almost on the main road, am I right? Main road has a plus and a minus. The plus point in a main road facility is the location and it's easily accessible to people. But the negative point is you get some of the noise of the cars on the road. So you have the noise from the cars on the road to keep you awake, and it will be centrally located so you can easily access. Now, this temple also has very beautiful deities. I believe the Jagannath deities were installed in Prabhupada's time.
We live in New York. First Rath Yatra. We came from New York.
Prabhupada saw them.
Prabhupada on the Rath Yatra.
And Gonatai.
Prabhupada saw them. Prabhupada visited.
But Prabhupada came to Baltimore once.
Yes. 1976.
On July 7th.
July 7, 1976.
40 years.
Prabhupada came to your Baltimore center. So because Prabhupada came here, this place is become a tirtha. Tirtha means a holy place of pilgrimage. These deities were seen by Prabhupada. And you're going to have Radha and Krishna also, that have been donated by Advaitacharya and family. They donated the Radha Krishna deities. So you're going to have a major temple with 3 altars. I was just telling them that it's going to be a real challenge maintaining a temple with 3 altars. A real challenge in terms of the pujaris. So these temples are being made so that the Lord has a nice place of residence. Normally what do you see all over the world? The moment somebody makes money, the first thing he does is build his house. Am I right? Is that true? The moment you make money, first thing you want to do is build your house. Of course, in this part of the world, you can easily get mortgages. But generally, the moment you make money, you want to build a temple of the Lord. When I was in a few years ago, I was in the Middle East, and I saw so many mosques everywhere. Every few steps there's a mosque in the Middle East. So I asked the local devotees, who finances these mosques? Is it the government or the sheikhs? And the devotees said, no, they are built by private individuals. The tradition in the Muslim countries is, before you make your own house, make the Lord's house. Good tradition. So the Muslims, the moment they earn money, the first thing they want to do is contribute to a mosque. And once the mosque is built, then, with the Hindus it's the opposite. First make your own house, make the house of the grandchildren, children, next stage 4 generations, and if something is left over, we'll give it to the sadhus. Change, With the change that's left over. But that is something you can learn from the Muslims' approach. Before making their own house, they want to make a temple of the Lord. So this temple that is being built in Baltimore with the efforts of all of you is going to be an instrument to preach to the conditioned souls. Prabhupada encouraged building of temples. As you know, Prabhupada opened the first temple in New York in July 1966. And as you know, we are celebrating the Golden Jubilee of ISKCON Incorporation. And Prabhupada wanted us to build temples. He opened temples in America, Europe, and then he wanted a preaching to penetrate in former Soviet Union. And Prabhupada was doing all this why? Why did Prabhupada encourage opening of temples? Because these temples serve as a base from where the army of devotee operates. So, please understand that these temples are being built to expand the preaching. To expand the preaching, we do book distribution. To expand the preaching, we do Harinams. To expand the preaching, we do Prasad distribution. And to expand the building, we build temples. Now, you will hear a lot of this once your temple opens. Or what's it coming? Harley Davidson? So I go to the city where they make these more wines. They have a lot of Harley Davidsons around. And they're trying to increase their sales. So you'll have more of this noise over here.
It increases when it comes to close to temple.
So, in the different types of temples, there are many temples in India, but there are no deities. Just a temple room, and probably the Guru's picture or the Guru's murti. But in our ISKCON temples, we have the deities, Archa Vigraha. In Kali Yuga, Lord incarnates in His holy name, and the Lord incarnates in the Archa Vigraha form. This Archa Vigraha form is no different from the Lord. People with less intelligence think, oh, these Vaishnavas are fools. They're just doing Murti Puja. No, we are worshipping the Lord. According to the description of the Shastras, in the Shastras, it is described what is the actual form of the Lord. And it is said that the Lord should be worshipped in the Archa Vigraha form. Archa Vigraha form means form non-different from the Lord. This form of the Lord reciprocates with our mood of surrender. If we, for example, think, oh, this is just a statue made of brass or wood or metal, then it will remain a statue. But if you stand in front of the deity and say, here is God, God's personally present, then this God will even speak to you. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, you read the story of a devotee called Malvendra Puri. Malvendra Puri was the spiritual master of Ishwar Puri. And Ishwar Puri was the spiritual master of... So Malvendra Puri was a very exalted devotee. He would never ask anyone for anything. If someone gave him something to eat, he would eat, otherwise he would remain hungry. One day, Madhvendra Puri had completed his parikram of Govardhan. And at Govinda Kund, he was sitting in a tree, beneath a tree, when a very beautiful cowherd boy came and said, Sage, you look hungry. I brought some milk for you. Please drink this milk, and I'll come and take the pot from you later. The sage said, how did you know I was hungry? And And the sage said, ladies from my village, ladies from my village were going to bring water from the well. Seeing you, they concluded, you must be hungry. The sage drank the milk and he was waiting. The sage drank the milk and he was waiting for the boy to come back and pick up the pot. He didn't come and he fell asleep. The sage, Madhanapuri, had a dream in the night. The same coward boy said, Madhanapuri, I'm very pleased by your devotion, but I'm feeling great heat because he was. Please come and rescue me and install me. In those days, due to the Muslim rule, many of the deities in Vrindavan were smashed. So the pujaris took the deities to Jaipur, it is known as Kot Vrindavan, and many of the deities were hidden underneath. So Madhanapuri was instructed by the Lord in a dream, please go and rescue me. Madhanapuri, when he discovered that the boy who gave the coward milk was not a coward boy, but the Lord himself, he was very embarrassed. He was very embarrassed because he took service from the Lord. Normally, an elevated devotee doesn't take service from the Lord. Generally we think God should be my order supplier. But a devotee thinks, I should be the servant of the Lord. So Madhanapuri was very embarrassed that he took service from the Lord. But nevertheless, next morning, he shared his dream with the local Brijvasis. And they all said, let's go and dig and see if the Lord is there. So they dug exactly at the spot that was revealed in the dream. And there was the deity of Gopal. This deity is a self-manifested deity installed by the great-grandson of the Lord. So in 2 days, Madhanapuri arranged for the deity to be installed. He made an altar from a rock. And for 2 years, the worship went on. Madhanapuri arranged for all the householders in the Braj area to make a gift to the Lord. So many people gave cows. In those days, the wealth of society was measured by seeing how many cows and how much land. After 2 years, Madhanapuri had another dream. In that dream, the Lord said, I'm very pleased that you have rescued me and established me, but I'm still feeling great heat. Can you go and bring chandan for me? Chandan is sandalwood. So Madhanapuri trained up 2 pujaris to do the deity worship, and he proceeded towards Jagannath Puri to bring sandalwood. Before approaching Jagannath Puri, they stopped at a city called Ramuna. Have any of you been to Ramuna?
Yes.
How many? Okay. In Ramuna, there is a historical temple known as the Temple of Radha Gopinath. The deity in this temple, it is reported, was carved by Lord Ram himself. He wanted to show to Sita, this is how he's going to look like when he appears in Dwapara Yuga. So that temple of Radha Gopinath was famous for one other point. The sweet rice that would be offered to the deities there was so delicious that it was called Amrita Keli, sweet rice made in heaven. So Radha Puri was thinking, if only I could taste the sweet rice, then when I go back to Govardhan, I'll make similar sweet rice for my deities. But he had manifested his desire while the offering was going on. And the general etiquette is, when the offering is going on, our mentality should be, this offering is for the deities. But he had manifested a desire that he could taste the sweet rice. So without tasting the sweet rice, he left the temple, went to the marketplace, and started chanting the holy name. What did the Lord do? The Lord knew that his beloved devotee wanted to taste the sweet rice, but feeling embarrassed, he left without tasting it. So the Lord stole a cup of sweet rice, hid it behind the curtain, and revealed to the pujari in a dream, I have stolen a cup of sweet rice for my devotee Madhavendra Puri. Please find him at this place and give it to him. So we gave you this story to show how the Lord reciprocates with his devotee. Madhavendra Puri, when agreed to become, the Lord stole a cup of sweet rice just because he wanted his devotee Madhavendra Puri to taste the sweet rice. So this Archa Vigraha form of the Lord is not different from the Lord. And there's also the famous story of Sakshi Gopal. Where, you know the story? Sakshi Gopal, there was deity of Gopal that came to the rescue of a Brahmana. The Brahmana was being accused. You have brainwashed my father. And now you are saying he promised my sister in marriage? The poor Brahmana said, no, I didn't brainwash him. I didn't. He voluntarily said this. And the rich man's son said, you have any witness that my father promised you he would marry my sister to you? The Brahman was from an aristocratic family. And the rich Brahman was from a rich family. And the Brahmin Pujari was from a poor family. So he was being accused of having exploited the rich Brahmin to get a commitment that he would marry his daughter to the poor Brahmin. The rich Brahmin's son said, do you have any witness that my father promised you that he'll marry my sister to you? The poor Brahmin, yes, I have a witness. Who? He said, the deity of Gopal. And the rich man's son said, that deity of Gopal is going to testify? Okay. If the deity says yes, he was so sure that the deity will not respond. Okay. If the deity says yes, I'll agree. So the poor Brahmin went to the deity and said, it's a question of my prestige, please save my honor. And the deity said, but I cannot walk so far. And the Lord said, and the devotee said, my dear Lord, if you can talk, you can also walk. So the Lord felt defeated, and the Lord agreed to be a witness. So in our scriptures, there's so many examples to show that this deity worship is not idol worship. Deity worship becomes idol worship when you don't understand here is God. But when you know that here is God, then it is deity worship. So Lord Chaitanya gave 5 factors as most important. for pursuing spiritual life. First he said, sadhu sangha. We should regularly stay in devotee association. If we stay in devotee association, you will get the right knowledge and right guidance. And right knowledge and right guidance is, please chant Hare Krishna, read the Bhagavad Gita, worship the deity, don't waste your life. That's why Sadhu Sangha was listed. And number one, if you associate with genuine devotees, you'll understand the meaning of spiritual life. And if you associate with non-devotees, then what's going to happen? Exactly the opposite. So of course we have to associate with non-devotees also. We have jobs to do, businesses to do, but our goal should be to also regularly associate with devotees. So come to the temple on Sundays, and we are very confident that once your new temple in Baltimore is built, so many more people will come to the temple to get darshan of the Lord. So take advantage of spiritual association. If you are in spiritual association, you'll hear about the importance of the holy name. As we all know, Kali Kali Namarupa Krishna Avatar. In Kali Yuga, the Lord incarnates in His holy name. These holy names are not different from the Lord. That's why we can chant the holy name day and night and not get tired. In a mundane situation, you can sing a mundane song once, twice, and you'll get tired. We can chant the holy name day and night and not get tired. Why? Because the holy name is it different from the Lord? What's the holy name? Non-different from the Lord. So stay in devotee association, and if you are in devotee association, you'll constantly be reminded about the importance of the holy name. If you read Srila Prabhupada's books, almost in every purport, Prabhupada's talking about the importance of the holy name. There are innumerable verses where this point is emphasized. This afternoon in Potomac, we were lecturing on the third canto, in which Kapila Dev is saying, please hear spiritual subject matters and associate with devotees. So spiritual association is highly recommended, and we should be eager to have spiritual association. And I was happy to hear that along with the construction of this new temple, you all have also purchased a building next door, which is going to provide good facility for devotees to come and stay. So take advantage of devotee association. And the third is, hear the Srimad Bhagavatam. Hear the Bhagavatam regularly. If you can't hear, then read. But the Srimad Bhagavatam presents the timeless wisdom, and it presents information on the science of devotional service. So read the, how many of you read the Bhagavatam every day? Okay. How many of you have the Bhagavatam at home? So we have Bhagavatam at home, but no time to read. The Bhagavatam is so powerful, just keeping it in your house will purify your house. The fourth principle which Lord Chaitanya gave was, worship the deity with faith and reverence. That means, worship the deity, understanding here is God. And what's the fifth principle? Live in a dham. But your Baltimore is also a dham. Prabhupada said, wherever these temples are, that place becomes Vaikuntha. Wherever the Lord is glorified, that place becomes Vaikuntha. So we're very happy to be here, and we hope that all of you working together complete this project. I understand that many of you want to complete this project this year, but this year is special. What is special about this year? 50th anniversary of what? ISKCON Incorporation and the opening of the first ISKCON temple. So, how many of you, this is my question to the Baltimore devotees, how many of you Baltimore devotees would like to see the temple completed as an offering for 50th anniversary? Oh, all of you. And how many Potomac devotees would like to see that? Okay. So it looks like almost everyone would like to see the temple complete. But to complete the temple, I believe you're making some plans to rob some bank? Oh, we can't do that. We are very lawful people. Okay. I think to complete the temple, some financial help is needed. Am I right? Yes. Call a spade, they say in English. So if all of you actually participate in the process and help in the process, then there's some hope. Then there's good hope. Prabhupada said, anybody who helps build the temple of the Lord gets eternally blessed by the Lord, because the Lord wants His temples so that the conditioned souls can have darshan and make spiritual progress. So I want to thank all of you, because due to your efforts, this temple has come up so far. Now they need a little bit of help. I'm sure all of you are enthusiastic about this, and if all of you enthusiastically make some compromise, make some sacrifices, then it may be possible to complete this temple and have a grand opening in October, as you all are planning. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I can take on some questions if you have. Are there any questions? No questions? No questions? No questions. I think people are hungry and waiting for prasad. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Okay, what's next? So tell them what next.
So the next program, Prashadam for all of you guys here, and then some devotees can meet Guru on the two selected people. Hare Krishna. So we'd like to thank you, Audience Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Haribol! It was a very hectic schedule for him since morning. He was in Potomac and giving lectures and meeting so many people for, I think, since 12. And then coming here every year, he takes 2 trips, comes here and gives us this association. Really thankful for that. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for coming here. Right.
Thank you.